of the sun. You could have stayed, it's only over when the day is done. I never knew you was a runner, yeah. I mistook you for a son. It don't matter what we think when it's all over. 'Cause this is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah. This is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice, raise your power, yeah.
Archie, is it fun?
Fun.
Fun.
After me. Ready? Happy?
Happy.
New?
New?
New. Yeah.
Boom.
Was wrong to say I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause in the story of our lives, the best of times through color glass, time rolls on enough to let me move on past, but every little now and then it creeps on back to shape my smile.
Today is August 14, 2022. It is 3:34 a.m. We came back yesterday, Saturday, from our mini vacation. Today is Sunday, and I'm uploading something that I edited before I left, but I never had the chance to upload it. If I had uploaded, I would have to leave the computer on to let it finish, so I didn't even bother upload it. I just edited and then leave it until now. I could have done it yesterday if I remembered, but I didn't want to be near the computer yesterday. So yeah, I'm uploading it, and right now YouTube is checking it. So now they're checking to see if there's copyright issues, but YouTube is requesting for manual review. You know what, lately I prefer these when they ask me for the manual review, because sometimes YouTube go back, okay, the ones that they okay when I upload them, they go back and redo it, okay, for me to request a review again. And if I'm not paying attention, the video will stay there without earning any money. All right, so I'm making that request right now. So now they're reviewing it for copyright, so I'm gonna leave it alone. Let's go on Twitter. I have 14 tweets to share with you. These tweets are tweets while I was on vacation. I was checking my phone every now and then. There's some stuff I screenshot and share with you. I think it was Dr. Shola and some other things with Omid, I believe I shared. So I went on my bookmark, the tweets that I saw that was somewhat important. I bookmarked them for me to share with you. I have 14 of them, and the next video, if I have the energy to record, I have 6 other tweets to share with you, but it has to do with Charles because it was trending. When I turned on my computer, it was trending. So I grabbed just 6 of those tweets to share with you. And again, if I have energy, the third video will be on my other channel. This had to do with classified information, a little bit more with politics, because I'm covering not really to great depth, but with the Trump and Live, L-I-V, the golf tournament thing that's going on. So I'm covering that, and the classified information sort of intertwined with that. So that will be for my other channel if I have the energy. Okay, so now let's do the first video. This is my first tweet. It's taking a while. Okay, there's this one. The media really tried to say Harry regretted the Oprah interview. Few months later, this man is back with Oprah saying, quote, "I've never seen a better endorsement for therapy. Harry really is not playing with you people anymore. The me you can't see." So that's when I believe he said he has no regret. But even though it's 28 seconds, I'm gonna stop in between. Lately, YouTube is giving me a very, very hard time with clips that I share with you. Alright, and sometimes those clips are very important to sort of back up some of my claim and stuff like that. So let's listen.
Move was really scary. Like at every possible opportunity, the forces that were working against us tried to make it impossible. Did I expect to find ourselves in this situation so quickly? No.
Of course, he didn't expect that. I mean, I think it's just a wake-up call for him to see what he was into, and it also to give him a better perspective of what his mother had went through. Alright, so there.
I think we've done a really good job, and I have no regrets. It's incredibly sad, but I have no regrets at all, because now I'm in a place where I feel as though I should have been 4 years ago. Move.
When he said it's incredibly sad, it's just that what I feel, the sense that I get from when he said it's incredibly sad, is just that it didn't have to be that way. It really did not have to be that way, where he had to choose between 2 of his families. Yeah, it didn't have to be, but the people make it that way for him, but he picked the better one. Alright, and he lived all his life in the institution. He know how it is, so he's been trying to get out, you know, to do his own thing, but he didn't think it would be that way. So there, they made the choice for him. Oh, I responded, I forgot. Okay, at some point one has to ask yourself, what about me? When do I take care of me? Living with pain is not for me. All right, good for you, man. And I put that GIF. Okay, he said it loud and clear. Okay, thank you. How I love this man. Courage, not hiding behind sources, not allowing liars in the UK media to peddle lie that he's miserable because Meghan manipulated. He speaks straight and true, the best and only real man with valor and chivalry in his soul. Okay, because that's what a man does. Harry is being manipulated. It's a heartbreaking. How the hell? This is a freaking grown man. This is a, oh, so that's back in 2021. When did, okay, back in 2021. I didn't see this tweet back then. So somebody retweeted. How come it went on my timeline? This is old. Back in 2021. We are in August 14, 2022. That's very old. Yeah. So how Harry is being manipulated, it's heartbreaking to watch this sweet person being taken advantage of by someone who claims to love him. But we have seen it. Oh my God, these people do exist. This is not a teenager.
Since I first visited Africa at 13 years old, I've always found hope on the continent. In fact, for most of my life, it has been my lifeline. A place where I've found peace and healing time and time again. It's where I felt closest to my mother and sought solace after she died, and where I knew I had found a soulmate in my wife.
Harry is being manipulated. It's heartbreaking to watch this sweet person being taken advantage of by someone who claims to love him.
Since I first visited Africa at 13 years old, I've always found hope on the continent. In fact, for most of my life, it has been my lifeline, a place where I've found peace and healing time and time again. It's where I felt closest to my mother and sought solace after she died, and where I knew I had found a soulmate in my wife. And where I knew I had found a soulmate in my wife. And where I knew I had found a soulmate in my wife.
Where I will definitely, if that was a teenager, I will agree with that person. But this is a grown man who has done a lot of things throughout his life. It's a grown man who's making his own decision, and he's there talking and saying he'd have no regret, and these people still feel like he's not telling his truth. Those Karen out there, my goodness. And he went deeper in this than he did in the Oprah interview. Alright, so this is old. Let me move on. Alright, let's go to the next tweet. I'm surprised how come this came on my timeline where I had to bookmark it. It's old. Okay, there's this here, and I'm gonna go to this tweet in there. Couple squaddies respond to that. Okay, louder please for the Derangers in the back. That's from Insider Life. Okay, Meghan Markle is not only a duchess but also a princess, and royal experts say that won't change thanks to Prince Harry. Insider.com. Okay, I read this earlier today. I bet Derangers heads are exploding. Exploding at this information. They were crazed the other day. Some of them are probably Americans who know nothing about the royal family. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? Okay, yes, the Americans are probably mega taking pleasure in their ability to open disparage a black biracial woman. Okay, and this American says, quote, too bad they never made time to research her history since about 4th grade. Yeah, I mean, look at this. They're not even trying to teach people things, American history. Alright. Now I'm inside, I went inside the retweet. I'm not gonna read the article, but we sort of have a sense. Okay, Meghan Markle is not only a duchess but also a princess. A royal expert said that one changed thanks to Prince Harry. Alright, there's this. There's Joanne. Karen's be like, why the press is talking about Meghan? How about the future queen? Okay, chill. You know they mad. Tyler Perry knew what he was doing. Princess Meghan. Okay. Here comes the Derangers. What the F? Oh, for men. Okay, Marlene be like, quote, I'm not going to let the Cambridge KK clans mess up my credibility. Okay, I got what she's saying here. Whoever mentioned that, who were the royal expert, they know there's no money to be made with flies in the UK, especially when the squad find out if you're lying about nonsense, and the squad will make you trending, but not for the best way. So he's telling his truth right now because he knows if they lie, they won't be able to make money outside of the UK. So that's what it is. Joanne is correct. Okay, the meltdown on this comment thread will be epic. There's this. They are foaming at the mouth. Okay, Princess Meghan has forever changed the game, and I'm here for every bit of it. There's that. I love that picture. Okay, I hate to be a hater right now. damn. Alright, that's that. Happy birthday, Princess Meghan. This is what Tyler Perry had said. Okay, Tyler Perry, I've had a front row seat in your life for the past few years. I've watched you endure things that will have broke a lot of people. I'm so incredibly proud to see how happy you, your husband, and your kids are now. It fills me with joy to say happy birthday, Princess Meghan. I did share this tweet and some of the comments under it. Okay, this is so cute. Can I borrow it for this month? Alright, there's that. After this, that's it. Where are the Derangers crying in the cheap beer or Earl Grey tea? Princess Henry of Wales, take that in your pipes and smoke it. Alright, let's go to the next tweet. Next tweet. Okay, so this start right here. So let me read what I bookmarked. Okay, they are just plain racist, no doubt about that. They deserve each other. Glad Harry and Meghan are out enjoying their lives. Okay, what's this about? She retweeted that, and it started here. And what's the there's one response under it. Okay, I think with Sophie, they were just so glad she was his girlfriend after all the rumors about him. let's see here. Okay, I think he might also be pegged. Oh yes, I know what they're talking about, because there's some rumors out there regarding Edward, you know, whatever, but let me not go there. I don't want to be the first one to be saying it on my channel. Okay, it's always interesting to come across this receipt and then wondering why this sweet granny couldn't do the same for Harry and his family. P.S. Please spare me the "she is powerless" behind the scene speech. Alright, so she brought this receipt here. Exactly, that's from August 12th. Exactly, the Queen decided Sophie should have protection even prior to marrying Edward, so she had it. Okay, the Royal Protection Squad, or PS, watch over the Queen and the immediate heirs to the throne before the IRA ceasefire. Even the houses of the Queen's obscure cousin were given 24-hour protection. Although this had been scaled back, some fairly minor royals are still considered to merit the protection of the special officers. The Queen ordered an RPS bodyguard to be sent to Switzerland to watch over Princess Beatrice, the Duchess of York's daughter, who is being educated at a boarding school in the Alps. The Countess of Wessex, Sophie Wright-John, has several RPS bodyguards and was given special protection before her marriage to Prince Edward after fear of media intrusion. All of these are baggage for God. They know they could do what's right, but because Harry decided not to play their games, okay, so they sending their mouthpiece out there. God is good. God is Harry and Meghan and their little family shield. Alright, okay, let's read some of the comment. I think Harry is in some kind of trauma bonding situation with that cool old bitch. That cool old bitch. She could step up for the sweatless nuns. She sure as hell could have stepped up for Harry and his family. I wonder why he even bothers with her. Seriously, she's not an affectionate person. The thing is that I think, okay, what Harry is doing right now, I sort of understand him, okay, because remember, he pledged his allegiance to the Queen.
Our hope was to continue serving the Queen. I was born into this life, and it is a great honor to serve my country and the Queen. It has been our privilege to serve you, and we will continue to lead a life of service. So in that respect, nothing changes. I will always have the utmost respect for my grandmother, my Commander-in-Chief. I will always have the utmost respect for my grandmother, my Commander-in-Chief.
So he's holding his part of the bargain as that, because once she's gone, I think Harry's done. Okay, he's not gonna pledge allegiance to his father, and hopefully by then people quite foul. Okay, and also when it comes to the security, in a way, I'm not saying it's good that they're going through what they are going through. Okay, it's very hard. Okay, I never been in their shoes, and I hope I never be, because I could see the fear every time he step out. Okay, and you have some crazies who's willing to, you know, let me not even say it. When you look at it, when you're building a house, there's a plan. Okay, when you open your blueprint, you roll up your blueprint, you know exactly where things will be going, which wall, which doors, windows, foundation, everything is gonna go. So you have a clear understanding of what's in front of you. So right now, while every players in the royal family is showing themselves, in a way, it is absolutely to Harry and Meghan's advantage. At least they know who the players are. Okay, so when they are making certain steps, they know how to go about it. So as much painful as it is to see them go through all of this, and the brighter side of things, it is a good thing in a way, because they know who their enemies are. Let's think about it that way. Okay, so at least we know, they know. If I could say it, I'm sure they know. I'm pretty sure Harry knew way before all of us. Or if he wasn't aware of it, at least it's pretty clear for him right now. Because these were his family. He was hanging out with them. He was doing certain things. He was within the institution. The pain and suffering that they were putting him through. He grew up in it. He probably didn't understand. He was going through some pain, but he probably didn't understand why he was going through this pain, when in fact his blood family were behind his pain. So now it's pretty clear to him. He cannot dispute it anymore. He knows where each players are. So it's up to him to make wise decision how he move forward. Okay, so this is the way that I see it as a person from the outside. Okay, never been around Harry and Meghan, never been in their shoes to experience this kind of thing. Knock on wood, never experienced any of these things that they're going through, because it is very painful and it's heartbreaking to see from the outside. All right, so let's read more of the comment. Okay, there's this. She's not long for this world. 10 years on the outset. That's not too long, considering how long he's been in bondage. Okay, considering how long he'd been in bondage, I'm guessing he's decided to see it through, lest he regret it. Whatever the reason, more power to him. I hope he's getting something out of it, some love. What is that? He ain't getting love from Cammy. I know Diana hysterically laughing somewhere. LOL. What is that? Okay, in 1996, Camilla Parker Bowles bought a property to be closer to Prince Charles. I mean, this woman have no self-respect at all. To make it easier for him, she insisted on having a round-the-clock security team despite rarely staying in Waymill House herself. Cost for the taxpayers, $1.8 million. Let me bookmark this. Where is it? Bookmark. What is that? Okay, security measures at the Duchess of Cornwall's country home will cost the taxpayers $1.8 million. It merged last night. A large, the size of a 4-bedroom bungalow, is being built for police protection officers in the grounds of Waymill House, Camilla's Georgian mansion in Wiltshire. There will also be a police carport, high-tech surveillance equipment, and landscaping around the £2 million house, which she visits just once a week. God, baggage for you. But the taxpayers, they don't see that. The figures make a mockery of a claim last month by Prince Charles' private secretary, Sir Michael Pitt, that Camilla was costing the taxpayers a mere £2,000 a year, as well as an impending one-off security bill. A round-the-clock police guard at Waymill House already costs hundreds of thousands of pounds a year. Camilla chose to keep the property after marrying Prince Charles, even though he already has 3 other homes. Critics say because she spent only part of her time there. You know, this would not really, I mean, it doesn't bother me because it's not my money that's going to upkeep these people. But the thing is you know what? Let me just leave my thought out of this. Whatever. Okay, Sergeant Fuller lived with his wife, Jill, 45, and their children, Jennifer, 21, Daniel, 19, and Stephanie, 18. He was coming up to retirement after a 29-year career, after most recently overseeing security at Waymill House, the Duchess' 6-bedroom country home. The Duchess, despite rarely staying there, insists on beefing up security to a round-the-clock team of armed officers, costing English taxpayers £2.6 million, $5.6 million. That's for, I mean, the taxpayers know all of this, but hey, okay, I personally hope he regrets every nanosecond after the way he treated Diana and his younger son. If that doesn't tell him he's loathed him, I don't know what will. And he hated the boy the moment he saw him. Let's see that. I'm not gonna read the article, but let's read what it says. Charles' cool comment after Harry was born, and it caused Diana to, okay, Diana revealed how she hid Harry's gender from her husband, as she knew he wanted a girl. And this is the other thing too, that him walking Meghan down the aisle, this is the thing, this is why he wanted a girl. He wanted a few moments of that spotlight, and to do that, to get that out of Harry, this is what they bring the father, Meghan's father, out of the woodwork for.
Right. So that may have been one of the things that upset her. And of course, the photographs were a setup. I was set up by a guy named Jeff Rayner and another guy named Dylan Howard, who was with American Media, I think. And the whole thing was a plan to actually mess up the wedding.
And then this guy didn't have the common sense to stick by his daughter, to protect his daughter. Alright, so he willingly gave Charles that opportunity, and this is why Charles wanted a girl. Okay, they all are baggage for God. Okay, I agree. As I've always said, she's far away for Ben, the sweet granny everyone thinks she is. She's a pitiful woman who cares only for her image, the image of air, rain, and her favorite son. Well, Harry says he speaks to her. There's stuff that she says to him.
How did it feel being back? Being with her.
Being with her, it was great. It was just so nice to see her. You know, she's on great form. She's always got a great sense of humour with me, and I'm just making sure that she's, you know, protected and got the right people around.
Well,
her.
you make her laugh.
Who knows? Okay, Harry knows what he's dealing with. Harry's a smart man, so let's leave that is up to Harry. Next tweet. Okay, now we're dealing with security still. We'll never forgive the Queen and royal family if anything bad happens to Harry, Meghan, and kids like it did Princess Diana. Disgraced Prince Andrew received tax-funded security while Prince Harry fight to have good security for his family and the UK is cool and unjustified. Unacceptable. This, I tweeted it. I took a screenshot on my phone and share it with you, both on my IG and on my community board. Alright, taxpayers still forking out eye-watering sum to fund Prince Andrew's police protection. Decision was made by same committee that denied Prince Harry and his family automatic security when he is in the UK. Okay, there's Yahoo News. Okay, that's the one from Omid. I also share a screenshot of Omid thing. I didn't have the link at that time. I'll look for the link now that I'm behind my computer. Okay, royal staff and the British government need to make sure Harry and his family get security they need before it's too late. Okay, so some of you already read it and you had commented on the comment section. Only a fool would think the Queen doesn't have power to correct this, or that Home Office isn't influenced by royal family and decision to deny Prince Harry security. Neither him nor Prince Andrew have royal duties, so why different treatment? Punishment for life with Meghan Markle. God is good. Alright, God is good. God has her back. Okay, Prince Harry filed legal claim over right to pay for UK police protection. Duke of Sussex seeks judicial review at Home Office refusal to let him pay for protection after being chased by photographers last summer. By Caroline David. That was January 2022. So she took some screenshot of other thing. Prince Andrew will continue having taxpayers funded round-the-clock police protection after a full review of his security. Andrew's security is estimated to cost the public purse between £2 million and £3 million annually. He agreed to a significant financial settlement with Virginia Giuffre, who brought a legal case against him in the US and claimed he sexually abused her. Prince Andrew will continue having taxpayers funded round-the-clock police protection after a full review of his security by the Metropolitan Police and Home Office. All these are baggage for God. And the thing is that I don't know if the UK citizen saw what Harry was trying to do. You know, with that recycle thing that I always say, where the 3 suspects in the UK that fooling the people is the government is putting people into poverty, and then you have the institution, the monarchy, pretending they're helping people out of poverty. Okay, and then you have the tabloid who's fooling them or distracting them from knowing what the government is doing. Okay, so I don't know if the people in the UK realize that Harry, who's been actually really helping them get themselves out of poverty, okay, actually really getting them out of poverty. For instance, you have, when he was at the Obama Foundation, he brought, I believe, 3 young people who's doing well in their community, respective communities. Okay, one young lady in particular, when Harry that is, went to her community to find out what they needed, what can he do to help them. Okay, that young lady slipped him a note, okay, to explain her situation. She said that she was the only woman in that group. She didn't want to tell in front of all those groups what she had gone through. So instead, to keep it private, she slipped whatever she could fit in that paper, front and back, and give it to Harry. And then once Harry got home, he read it, and then Harry realized this is what he was looking for, to help people out of whatever it is that they were in. Okay, and then he brought her to that Obama Foundation thing.
Has this been easier or harder than you thought to start your own foundation and to, what would you say?
I think it's made easier with the people that we work with, the support that we have. Obviously, it's certainly made easier having the name and the position, because with that comes the ability to convene some amazing people and some expertise, of which a lot of other organizations wouldn't have the opportunity to do. So, yeah, it's been emotional. Highs, no lows, but there is so much to do, as everybody in this room knows. There is so much to do.
Together, as I said, there's a hell of a lot of stuff and work that needs doing. No, look, both of us have passions for wanting to make change for good, and you know, with lots of young people running around the Commonwealth, that's where we're going to spend most of our time here.
And the question is making sure that you streamline it, you do it the right way first time, and the crucial point is that we listen, and that we don't go into a project, we don't go into a community and stamp our authority down and go, we're the Royal Foundation, this is how you're going to do it. It's completely opposite. And that's why I believe that we've been so successful, is because we've gone into those communities and said, right, we all know there's a problem, what is the solution? And let us facilitate and fund you in the process.
So why do you think it is that, again, this model is so unique, which seems so obvious, because so many organizations say they have the answer and they go and impose that. So, you know, how did you see this differently? Or learn to see it differently?
No, I think as far as I can explain it, to us, it was a very simple case of, we have to listen. We have to listen to the younger generation, because they are the cure of some of the world's biggest problems. They're the cure of many communities as well. And as we'll hear from these guys, especially from Chantal, you're talking about young people, individuals who have lived experience. You can teach someone to be a lawyer. You can teach someone to be a pilot. You can't teach some of the experiences and some of the scars that some of these people have. And therefore, in my mind, the workforce is already there. What we have to do is be able to create a platform, be able to create a way that that workforce is then reintegrated back into society, because they can do things that we can never do. And if I was in their position, I wouldn't want someone in a suit and tie, or a prince, or anybody else, telling me how to do things. I'd much rather them come in and say, right, we have an amazing platform, we have an amazing ability, we've got a bit of money, how do you want to do this? How can we succeed first time and make sure that you guys are running this project?
So this is the perfect segue. I'm going to bring out our two other guests because we can go deeper on this issue. So Chantal Stefanovic is going to come out, Stefanovic, and David Peterson, they're coming right out. So Chantal, will you tell us a little bit first about your story before we get into the work that you do as a program coordinator for Full Effect? Yeah. So just tell us about how you grew up, because I think in America, we have movies like James Bond that lead us to romanticize all of the UK. And we don't think of the UK having communities like Nottingham, which have had violence and very, very tough situations. I read dating back to the 1800s. Yeah. It's gone on for a very long time. You grew up in a really tough circumstance. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
I grew up in St Anne's in Nottingham, United Kingdom. Years ago, St Anne's was built to house poor people. So to put everybody together, and unfortunately that's kind of continued. growing up in St. Anne's, it was very tough. You have got a lot of different opportunities, positive and negative, a lot more negative than positive. And yeah, so when you are living in a household that is suffering from deprivation, there isn't much money, you've got a lot of children there.
How many children in your family?
5 children
And
in
you're
my
the
house. With
oldest?
I'm the oldest, yeah. So 2 parents. And growing up knowing that your mum is missing her dinner to feed you, yeah, it kind of, all you want to do is help, and you help by any means necessary. So the easiest kind of solution for me when I was younger was to go out and help in a way that was quite negative.
You're touring Nottingham, and she gives you a letter, right? You're going around observing conditions and issues. I'm certainly not meaning to make light that are pretty significant. And this woman comes up to you and gives you a letter.
There was a group of them actually in the community recording studio, and the whole point was I was going to be there, and we were going to have an open discussion and talk about the issues of which these guys were facing, and hopefully get to some solutions.
But she didn't want to talk.
She was the only person that decided not to talk, and then handed me a letter afterwards.
I was the only female in the room as well. And
out of how many people?
There was about 12 to 13. I was the only female, and a lot of these people that were around me, you know, I lived in that area, and for a long time you hold what's happened to you very close to your heart, and you don't want to express it because you don't want people to judge you. And because I lived around those people, you know, I just felt a little bit uncomfortable, so I forced a letter on him instead.
So you planned it. You said, I'm going to write a letter before I see, and then you read the letter. What did the letter say?
The letter was her life story on well, actually it wasn't your life story, it was as much as you could say on a 2-sided piece of A4, because she quite understandably didn't want to share most of the stuff that she'd been through, which is pretty harrowing. She didn't want to share that amongst that group of people. So she decided to say, right, you need to know my backstory. You need to know exactly what happens in this community. There it is. It's in a letter. So, and I really respect and admire that. But it was exactly what I needed to know, that we were in the right place.
I've been putting a lot of clips on that particular interview that Melody Hobson had shared. So Harry was, the reason I'm bringing that is that Harry was the only royal over there who actually was doing what the institution claimed they were doing. He was not pretending. He wants to help people, get them out of the poverty. The others, they just put a front, okay? Feel sorry, like the other one went into those Ukrainian charity, or where they were giving donation or whatever, and he said all he could do is give you a smile. That's it.
I'm sorry we can only come and give words and comfort, but we are thinking about you the whole time, and we really care about what's going on. So
sometimes it's that's more than financial.
Well, if we can give you the odd smile here and there, that's important. So, you know.
That's all he could do. He didn't bring money. He didn't bring anything to contribute to the whatever. I think it was a refugee for Ukrainian, whatever. Okay, all he said he could bring is smile. Okay, Harry was actually hands-on, really getting people out of poverty. Okay? But this is how they're treating him, and then the UK citizens are okay with it. Not all, okay? Not all, because there he is. I'm reading Dr. Shola's thing. She's a Brit, okay? So not everybody is drinking that Kool-Aid, but too many, okay? Because they claim, UK claim it's a democracy, but too many are drinking that Kool-Aid to actually shift the scale of things. All right, so we need more people like Dr. Shola, and says enough. Our taxpayer money cannot go on this institution, and while they're receiving, what is it, bags full of cash for what? All right, and then their charities are closing off. Okay, we all know that Charles will be evil king. If he can do this to his own son and grandkids, there is no hope for the peasants. Billy will be worse. The best will be to make Elizabeth the last. All right, this says everything about the royal family, really. It's also the reason that I used to be a monarchist. They should be ashamed of themselves for the way they treated Prince Harry for being the spare who dare fall in love with and marry half-black American woman. Every time on here, there's one of these below who is to say they won't take it the next step, as some have already attempted to. Okay, I earnestly hope that we can celebrate the Duchess of there's the name here, Meghan. Oh my God, they actually saying that? I mean, when you look at things like this, these people are really making it really worse for our kids' future, because they're gonna be living with savages. This is a baggage for God. This is a baggage for God. My God. Okay, well said, Dr. Schuller. It's beyond belief that, I mean, what did Meghan do? Meghan haven't done anything negative to these people. For them, this is what they wish for. I cannot believe this. Wow. This is sad for our future. Wow, wow, wow. Well said, Dr. Schuller. It's beyond belief that Prince Charles has not stepped up to protect his own son and his family. His failure to do so says a lot about his character and moral standing. Okay, but Gladys, has Charles any moral standing? There's the clap. Let me read what's there and then move to the next one. Well, Andrew is white. Okay, I guess that's white. And did not marry black blood. That is, he can keep his public funded security at our expense. I can imagine celebration in the camp of the white supremacist, shameless royal family. Okay, security threat, private jet, bulletproof chauffeur, driven car or helicopter, then staying in a castle with Nan with the best security. All the best security Harry and Meghan has, the Lord. So all these are baggage for God. Okay, let's see here. In 2008, Kate Middleton had a royal protection officer when she was still Prince William's girlfriend, in case they decided to take their relationship further. In 2012, her sister Pippa had palace protection officers at the launching of her book, but Harry is denied security. Again, all these are baggages for God. God knows how to deal with this in their own way. She chastened him. Is she having the same kind of loving that Harry is providing Meghan? Not really, from what I've been reading. I'm not at their home, but from what I'm reading, I don't think so. Was it worth it for her? I'm sure people is having a better. You know what? Let me leave them alone. They all are baggage for God. Next tweet. Okay, they thought if they stop his protection and money, he will come running back and do as he is told. Now they have been proved wrong, but can't admit why they did it. Okay, so that's a retweet from this. That's Henry. This is partly why Harry has filed suit. The palace has much more sway over who receives protection than the government wants you to know. Alright, there's this Prince Andrew. For those who are new, I have a couple videos, okay, regarding Harry security things. Alright, couple of them. I went in full detail. I share some articles and things like that. Some tweets. Go review these videos. Okay, and I insert my humble opinion in them as usual. Okay, let's see here. Did I read that? This is partly why Harry has filed suit. The palace has much more sway over who receives protection than the government wants you to know. Okay, Prince Andrew continues to receive taxpayers-funded police protection despite being effectively sacked as a working royal and carrying out no public duties. The Telegraph has confirmed. Okay, there's the link of that. Okay, of course they do. They look after each other. Government wouldn't go against royal family wishes. We found out Edward Young and Charles, there's the guy here, I cover him. Edward Young and Charles Webb was on panel, but someone from cabinet office sit on it too. So Simon Case or one of his staff, royal family, made decision. On one of my videos, what I've learned is that the Queen had a private secretary that was really good. Okay, really good in terms, not to to the people's standard, but good at the job of protecting the institution, protecting the queen. Okay, he did his job well. But what happened is that Charles and Andrew felt like this particular person, I forgot his name, I think it's Gates, okay, that particular secretary, Gates, I forgot his first name. All right, and Charles and Andrew decided they team up to get rid of him because he was not giving them what they wanted. Okay, so Charles and Andrew put Edward Young. Edward Young is a yes sir kind of person. All right, he'll do whatever they say, and he will not like be forceful and said no to them. This kind of thing, like Gates used to do. Okay, so now they claim, okay, in my humble opinion, knowing what we know now and other aspect of things where Charles want people to lie for him.
Prince Charles expected his butler to keep visits to Camilla a secret from the princess.
He says that your husband renewed his relationship with Mrs. Camilla Parker Bowles. Were you aware of that?
Yes, I was. But I wasn't in a position to do anything about it.
Do you think Mrs. Parker Bowles was a factor in the breakdown of your marriage?
Well, there were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded.
Paul just turned around to him and said, well, are you expecting me to lie for you, Your Royal Highness? And Prince Charles said, well, yes. Yes, I am.
All the people who works for him supposed to lie for him. He expect them to lie for him. So he put Young, and I believe he directed Young to shut Harry off from the security aspect of things. This is my belief based on all those other videos and articles that I've read. Okay, so Edward Young is the fallout guy for him, the same way as the other one when it comes to Charles Charity, when it has to do with money. There's some issues with money he was receiving before, not the bag of money. This is something else prior to that. Okay, I forgot the name of that person. I'll put the thumbnails of that particular video. That person is the fallout for Charles. Okay, from my understanding, they have moved him from his position, but they give him another position again. I don't know. All right, to fool the people, but the guy's still there to take the fall for Charles. All right, so this is the same thing I believe Edward Young is doing. Okay, the same pattern of things. But for some reason the UK citizens are not reading between the lines. All right, they thought if they stop his protection and money, he will come running back and do as he is told. Now they have been proved wrong, but can't admit why they did it. All right, that sounds very blackmailing. It's because it is. Yeah, of course. They remove everything as he was leaving. And then the worst thing is, when he was in Canada, he disclosed his location. Why did he disclose location? Okay, the same thing to Diana him. All right, God is good. All right, yes, God will always protect them. Okay, yes, it was punishment. And the other thing, when it come with the Canada thing, wherever someone corrected me, I think I sort of know, but at the time when I was doing the video, it didn't cross my mind. It is what's this guy? He's a musician. He produced things. I forgot his name. Okay, they claim it was some oligarch, Russian oligarch home, but it was a Canadian musician producer home. And then I believe the wife is a friend of Meghan as well, and I believe that was the home, and I agree with that person who mentioned it in that video. So what I believe is, what was I gonna say regarding the, oh yes, this is it. This is how God is good. And I think if things, the first plan that Harry and Meghan had, in my humble opinion, they were willing to be somewhere within the Commonwealth, either Canada, and I think Canada was the one they choose because it was closer to the US, and it would be close for Miss Doria to come and see them and stuff like that. Okay, this is my belief. Okay, and then as soon as his family, his blood family, disclose his location, okay, you have securities security pull away from them, and you have paparazzi paying people to take them with their boats to the island, and many of the Canadians were refusing, and I give prop to the Canadian, those people who refuse to bring the paparazzi to the island. All right, so even though they offer them money, this is the principle of things. All right, money is not everything. So these people stood with principle. They then bring those paparazzi to the island to some of them find their way, but that's what I learned during that time. So the plan was, okay, get back to my original thought. The plan was for them to stay within the Commonwealth, okay, because Canada is one of those Commonwealth where those five, I think they call it Five Eyes, where the protection things, the police, the royal family have those kind of radar or any threat that's coming in. Okay, the five eyes are Canada, US, Australia, New Zealand, and the UK. All right, they work as one. When they know certain things, secrecy or threats that coming, they let each other know about that. Okay, so in my humble opinion, I think Harry's and Meghan's first plan, the Sussex's plan, was to stay somewhere within the Commonwealth to help with the work, okay, the charitable work and all of that. But as soon as his blood family disclosed his location, and then he happened right next door to back to the US. This is what I think, and then this is why I said this is good in a way, because now with their plan have been scrapped out, it opens Harry's eyes an extra more to say this is who you're dealing with, this is who your family is, so make wiser decision. So I think his eyes, each day his eyes is opening more, and this is why sometime when I pray, let the blind see, and it's also going toward Harry. Okay, whether he was blind to see the people that he had trusted in, okay, are the one who's doing this kind of things. And then for those who are new, I did a video back in 2020 before all of these things were coming out. There was a video that I did. It has been done before, where you know they would befriended you and then backstab you at the same time. And then what I saw, that vision, I don't know how, I don't have a crystal ball in front of me to know all of this. This was clear to me who was behind all of it. Go watch that video. All right, so I'm done with this. Let's go to the next tweet. Again, all of this are my humble opinion. All right, and I read the tweets, they give me ideas, and I share my opinion to you. Next tweet. All right, so it starts from here. Okay, do I believe the royal family actively wants physical harm to come to Harry and his family? No. Do I believe the firm consider whether the action jeopardizes the Sussex family's safety or mental health? Also no. Their attitude is more whatever happens, happens. Very interesting take on that. When you look at the 60-minute video that they have, I did a review on it where they were talking about the Sussexes, Meghan in particular. I don't want to repeat it, go watch it, and I did point it out when I was doing the review where I said, oh my god, what this guy said is very dangerous. Go watch either the 60-minute one or my review where I actually said that this is very serious, this is very dangerous what this guy have said. For some reason, I don't agree with Royal Sutter. I don't agree with Royal Sutter. Okay, so just think the opposite of what Royal Sutter think. But she may have a good point as well. Okay, now let's take this to the logical conclusion. The Queen knows there are death threats against his family, yet pulls their security. What is her intent or preferred outcome? I sort of agree with this person. I'm surprised Royal Sutter said that, but she started that. Alright, as with many British royal family decisions, security is determined not based on the line of succession. Harry is 6th and Andrew is 9th, nor the actual threat. It's arbitrary and at the firm prerogative. Prince Andrew has security because the Queen wants him to. Harry doesn't for the same reason. Okay, because the Queen doesn't want to. Okay, so let's go into her thread. It's a mini thread. All right, let's see here. The executive committee, that's, I think, RAVEC they call it, the executive committee for the protection of royal and public figure, aka RAVEC. Yep, there it is. I have a video that explains what RAVEC does. Okay, assess the security threat but conclude that Prince Andrew was still entitled to police bodyguards. Okay, making Harry's case that the Home Office decision was unreasonable. Okay, let's go into that. Alright, because I talk a lot about Harry's security. Okay, they don't appear to care that their decision is unreasonable and punitive. The punishment was the point. Okay, I agree with that. Yeah, the punishment was the point. I think they assumed that he wasn't going to take any legal action against them. I'm assumed that it is a strategy that they are using to limit him doing anything tangible in the UK. They are unofficially telling him that his family aren't welcome in the UK. In a way, I don't know. I sort of agree with that, and this is why I said at the beginning of this video, the blueprint. Okay, when you open that blueprint paper, you put it in front of you, you know where everything stands, where every wall is gonna be, windows, doors, and everything. This is the thing here. Harry, the reason he's not suing, okay, let's keep in mind, he is not suing to get his security. He wants a review as to why he is not getting it. Okay, so that way his blueprint could be much clearer for him, to him. Okay, I don't even think he wants to go back. Maybe he does, but the thing is that he wants that security to be there when he needs it. When he decided, I'm gonna go to the UK, then the security is there, and then it's gonna be at his cost. Because I've highlighted other tweets where people have shared screenshot where people who's not even in the royal family can hire police to protect their, you know, safeguard their property during certain event and all of that. How come Harry cannot do that? So you could see the imbalance of things. Okay, so Harry is doing that review so his blueprint could be much clearer. And also, whenever he decided to go, he has it. And then during that review, we came across where two police officers, things that they were talking, and what is that, WhatsApp, and then we come out where some supremacist teenagers were, whatever, couple things come out of it. So it's not for nothing. Okay, the threat is there. Harry knows. All right, so let's see here. Limit or control is the operative word. They want him in the UK on their term. That is true. One of the points that I brought several videos ago. God forbid, knock on wood, it never happened. If something happened to Harry in the UK, guess what? His wife will have no say. Why? Because the royal family is there to take control of that. But if it's anywhere outside of the UK, his wife have a say on that. I brought this up a very long time ago. So this, I believe. Okay? And Meghan will not dare to go over there. They literally told her to go back to America.
If you want to be private, go back to America and live privately. It's pretty straightforward.
They want to control when and why he is visiting the UK. It's also extend to his wife and children, who is advising these people. Okay, I think they're officially saying that with their whole chest. That's right. That is correct. I agree with that. Yep, that's exactly what determined his security on a case-by-case basis translate to. Case seems like an on goal to me. In what way? The timing of Andrew's RAVEC review is interesting to me. Remember, when these people have control, they get to dictate. And guess what? When they're the one who have control, just look at their past behavior. Past behavior is not good. Past behavior is not good. Okay, and this is why when Harry goes in, he doesn't tell them. He snuck in and snuck right back out. Okay, if it was in January, it likely came within days of Harry's judicial review being leaked to the mail on Sunday. His application was originally filed in September but was only revealed in January. And this is why he was suing. Now, okay, there's two things that's going on. Harry is asking for a review, judicial review, as to why he's not getting his security. But when the leak came out, I believe they say some nonsense. I don't want to say what I think, but I don't remember exact wording of it. Okay, but the newspaper, the tabloid, put something other than what was really happening in the background, and this is where Harry was suing the newspapers again. All right, so let's move on. Okay, I went in. Okay, did I read? Oh my god, it's a long thread. It's a long thread since July 7. Oh, she keeps adding to it. That's what it is. February. She keeps adding to it. So I picked up where about the security. Alright, July. That's this. August. Okay, she keeps adding to it. So I'm not going to go back to the top. I pick up where the security is. Okay, there's that. I went this. I went that. Okay, so let's go to the next one.